I'm not gonna lie, kind of hurts to be ripping the spoiler. It feels like I'm just intentionally breaking this car. Hello guys, welcome to Red Fiber. Welcome to another video. So today we're gonna be finally installing the GT500 spoiler on my Mustang. The spoiler has been sitting there for quite a while. I actually got another mod that just came in yesterday, so I can't have two mods that are not installed. So I feel like it's finally time to install the GT500 spoiler. And this one will be for our next video. If you guys don't know what it is, comment below what do you think this new mod is going to be on my Mustang. Check out the stock exhaust still sitting there. I need to clean it up. It's kind of dirty now. So we'll go ahead and reverse the car back into the garage so we can install this spoiler. Shouldn't be too bad based on what I've seen. Hoping for it to be a very, very easy install, but let's see how it's going to go out. Alright, so the car is finally completely in the garage. Let me open up the spoiler first, get the spoiler out, and then we're gonna begin the process to install the GT500 spoiler on my Mustang. Here is the spoiler. Let's take it out of its packaging. Just kind of put it on to get a test fit. Get a little bit of motivation to finish this spoiler install. It's gonna be really nice once it's done. I mentioned it before in my video too. This is very light compared to, you know, what I was expecting it to be a little bit heavier, but I guess it's plastic. All right, let's open up the trunk for step one. Here you can see these tabs that I'm supposed to move. You can see it right here. There's about 12 of them or so that I need to remove from each angle. I'm gonna remove those first. I have to say, I haven't really done any work on this car, so I'm kind of nervous, but I hope this turns out to be a good project. I wonder if I can just use my hands to really take these out. Yep. I don't want to break them, but alright guys, so the first step is done. It actually took longer than I expected. I thought I had the trim tool, but I did not, so I had to kind of use my fingers and use this screwdriver to kind of pop it open and then use some force. So there were a total of 9 that we took out, and now this should be able to come out. I'm gonna release this one and that one, and then the liner should come off, which will give us access to the actual screws for the spoiler itself. All right, now the trunk liner is open. We just want to get this, feed this one through here, and then we've got 2 of these. These should just push, and we should be able to pull on these, and that will release the trunk liner completely, giving us the access to the spoiler itself and the screws. All right, so we're gonna move this now. Just gonna push this one out, and just like that, the liner is done. The last part is removing this portion. Move this out, and there we go. We got the trunk liner now, and now you can see the exposed screws over here for the spoiler itself. All right, so now we're gonna be removing these corner rubber nubs. There's one in this corner, one in this corner. This will give you the access to the 10mm for the spoiler itself. Move this out. All right, we had to kind of bring the car in, which gives me less space to work. It got really cold and starting to get dark too, so I don't want to be freezing myself, but I think it's still good enough space to be able to work. And I mean, we're almost done in terms of taking out the spoiler. So this one, last where we left off, is basically I just need to take these out, which is going to be a 10mm, then take these out on each corner, And then we're pretty much, the spoiler's gonna be free. It should be able to come out real quick. Of course, it's gonna take a little bit of time to get this out with the adhesive. All right, now I'm gonna attempt the last ones, which are in the corner on these, on either side basically. The tricky part with these are even more prone to falling into the trunk. So it'd be best if you have someone who can help you out. And I'll grab someone who can help me out basically, so we can shut the trunk halfway closed so the gravity will do its work. And basically as I'm loosening it, it comes out with the socket as opposed to, instead of dropping in there. All right, so we finally got these out. It was really helpful to kind of have the trunk halfway closed. Now the spoiler is pretty much free, and it's time to do the tedious work, which is trying to get this spoiler out because it's still held by the 3M tape, which can be a little stubborn. It also depends how long you've had the car. Obviously mine has been 3 years old now, so it's got a lot of sun baked into that 3M tape, so it's gonna take a while, but let's give it a shot. I'm not gonna lie, kind of hurts to be ripping the spoiler. It feels like I'm just intentionally breaking this car. But that's just a part of the process to get something better. Whew. It's out, finally out. Look at that, all that 3M tape. This needs to be cleaned up. Now is gonna be a good time to use some quick detailer. Wipe this off, rub the 3M tape clear, and then install the new spoiler. All right, we're gonna use some of the Meguiar's Ultimate Quick Wax and try to wipe down the surface clean before we put on the new spoiler. It's got a lot of 3M tape residue. Hopefully this will do the trick. If not, I might have to get some Goo Gone, but let's see if this works. We'll let it soak for a little bit, and then we're gonna attempt to wipe it off and see how much this is really helping. As it looks much cleaner now, but now you can actually see the actual 3M residue, which is all of this. And I guess fingernail could help. I don't want to scratch this surface up. Even though it is going to be covered, I want to try to do my best to keep it as neat as possible. Kind of to do it manually with my thumbs and finger, but it's working fine, so I'm not complaining. I'm going to keep going. It's just a lot of manual work, basically. I have to be very careful as I'm going through this. All right, so here is the GT500 spoiler all unboxed. I have to say, I mean, for $100 or $150 or something that I got it for, it looks pretty good. Like the fit and finish is good. It's got a nice gloss back to it. I don't see any paint issues or scratches or anything, which was something I was afraid of because people say if you get one of the cheaper ones, they have some paint issues and all of that. It does come with the adhesives over there, the 3M tape, some screws over here, and a decent promoter. Let's take a look at the back as well. Back looks okay. There's some paint overrun, but I mean, again, no one's really gonna see this from basically the angles that are gonna be visible, like the front. It's gonna be very clean. All right, so we have put the 3M adhesive, which is the double-sided tape, over here. It's come with 3 of them here, 1 on each corner and in the middle. These holes should line up perfectly with your factory spoiler. And now all is left to do is basically line it up with the trunk and get the spoiler installed. All right, so here is the test run. I'm using painter's tape here just to make sure the holes align. It's pretty much good now. Now we just need to take out the 3M tape and finish up with some screws. All right, guys, it's finally installed. Took way longer than I anticipated. Gonna get some better shots in the morning. Tomorrow is getting very late now. But overall, I mean, first impression, it looks pretty good, I have to say. It looks a lot more aggressive than the stock one, that's for sure. I'll let it sit for a little bit so it holds its place a little bit better, and in the morning I'm gonna go out and see how it really looks. I'm really excited to be seeing it. The build is finally coming along. I'm gonna see how it looks overall with the body itself. I may have to get a front splitter eventually just to kind of balance it out, because I have a feeling it's gonna stick a lot further than the stock one, obviously, and the stock GTs don't have a big front splitter like the Mach 1 or the Performance Pack 2 ones. Well guys, this is how the spoiler looks like. I'm really impressed by the results. Definitely took longer than what I expected, but it was definitely worth it. It has completely changed the car's look, at least in my first impression. I'll definitely have an in-depth video coming in for the review of this GT500 spoiler, so stay tuned for that. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button. Comment below what you think about the GT500 spoiler and this, and of course subscribe to Red 50 for more videos.